In this installment of the API Testing Quick Start 101 series with testmodeler.io, we're going to look at importing Swagger specifications. So let's import a Swagger specification. The standard way an API is documented is usually through a Swagger specification, or otherwise known as an open API specification. Now here we have a Swagger specification for our pet store. So we've got various different objects here, entities, and we've got different actions we can perform on them, like posting a new image, adding a new pet to the store, updating an existing pet. And you'll see here we've got a few different endpoints that we have. What we're going to do in this video is we're going to show you how you can leverage existing API documentation, like a Swagger spec, to import it into Test Modeler and then use that to start creating your test cases. We're now going to review the modules that have been created. To import a Swagger specification, we just need to go to the import option, go to more, and then we can search for Swagger under here. We can pick that one, and then we just need to import our JSON Swagger specification. So here we've got our pet store Swagger, and we'll hit import. And what you'll see is it's going to pass all of our different endpoints here and build modules for them automatically. Now our job's complete. If we come back to the models folder, we'll see we've got a Swagger pet store folder. If we open that up, we've got all our different endpoints. If we focus on the pet one here and take a look at adding a new pet, you'll see we've got two functions, an invalid one and also a successful 200. If we look at the successful, you'll see this has been pre-built for us. We look at the API request tab, we've got a post on this endpoint, we've got a content type of JSON. We've got our body in here, which has been parameterized for us automatically, and then we've got an assertion of 200, which is taking place as well. Let's create a model. Now we'll come back up to our home folder here, and we're going to create a new model for creating pets. So we'll create our model, and we'll open that up. Next, what we need to do is add a start block here. We'll navigate through our training project. And we're going to go to the pets endpoint specifically for creating a new pet. We'll add in the successful endpoint here and we'll hit save. And what we'll see is that this has created a model for us of all the different types of data we can feed into those different JSON payloads. Now the negative successful, this isn't actually correct, so we're going to remove that. If we enter some negative data, that's where we're going to get our 405 response back of an invalid input. So we're going to select this output here and we're going to add a custom rule. And while we do that, what we're going to click here is map to existing rules. Now what that has done here is map to the existing variables that we have, as so, and we can hit save, and that's going to feed all of this data that we're setting throughout into our 405 response. We can then just finish off the model. So we'll have our success, we'll have our error, and that's going to formulate our model for all the different JSON payloads that we can pass into our endpoint here. And you'll see we've got quite a few that have been modeled out. Finally, let's generate and execute the tests. Now that we have our model, we're going to come in and generate our tests. So we'll go off and do a generate, and we're now going to go off and do an execution here as so. Now we'll see here our job's complete. We can come in and we could download the code and we could take a look at the different tests that have been generated, or we could download the framework if we want to. If we take a look here, you'll see all the different data combinations which have been passed in to our adding pets, our valid ones and our invalid ones. Now if we come back and we take a look at the run results, what you'll actually see is that we got an awful lot of failures here. Now the reason we got these failures is actually because the API is very badly implemented. The actual API doesn't follow the same standards that we expect that were documented in the Swagger. So we expected a 200 for a successful JSON payload we're sending, but actually we got a response of 500 that came back. So we've got a bit of work to do here in terms of tidying up our API, going to our development team and getting them to improve it so that it conforms to the documentation that we have over how the API operates. Thanks for watching this video. Visit testmodeler.io to start your free trial today.